All right, folks. Once again, DJ Marvelous, Hit the Deck Entertainment, HTD Media, and again, another person who I've been waiting for like 2 years to come get at me so I can interview this young man.
Ain't been that long.
Yeah, it's been a while though.
Yeah,
I got text messages to prove it.
Nah.
But yeah, man, I got my brother.
Yes, sir.
My brother in the game. One of the probably one of my favorite DJ, and I'm not just saying it because he's here, man. But if I hire you to DJ for me, and you know I'm a DJ myself, I must like you and I must rock with you because you got something to give. You know, somebody that really understands the craft. Wow. One of Virginia's hottest DJs, man. My man, DJ Darrell Scott in the building.
My man, that means a lot, brother.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate.
I mean every word of it too.
I knew. Hey, and the respect is mutual. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate the hospitality. You got, love it, man. Love it here. Nice setup in here, man. So
meaning you, the liquor is on deck already.
Hey, shout out to Tito's. We getting in there early, but you got to get our mind right to talk. This is my Oprah moment. I want to make sure I get everything out so y'all can know, exactly who I am. So.
Yeah, don't worry. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. So Darrell, where you from originally, man?
Caroline County, born and raised.
For the people who I got some friends overseas and everywhere else, they don't know where the hell Caroline County is, man. So you got to elaborate a little bit.
So Caroline County is a county in Virginia. If you're familiar with King's Dominion, everyone knows what King's Dominion is. So I'm literally an exit up 95 from King's Dominion. So in the central Virginia area. So I'm nowhere from D.C. I'm nowhere from Richmond. I'm kind of like smack dab in the middle of Virginia. Mm-hmm. Right on the 95 corridor.
Ain't it funny when you talk to people from D.C., they think like 50 miles from D.C. is like 2,000 miles from D.C. Right? I'm like, man, we not that far. It's a car ride.
Man, we hop in the car like it's nothing, man.
Yeah, man.
But we had to. Hey, the store was 20 miles away just to go get some groceries.
Yeah. So look, so how long you been DJing?
Professionally for about 16 years now.
Man, I swear, man, I didn't know you
right
when I first came in contact with you. I'd never known. It's not the same. It's not nothing against you because I've been living in the Army everywhere else.
Right.
So when I get here, right, and I run into you, I said, man, who the young boy, man? But evidently, you've been doing this thing a while anyway to hone your skills to get to where you are. So that's a testament. So you obviously been brought up right in the game, man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So what? So who your influences, DJ wise?
Wow.
Even look, don't feel no type of way. It ain't got to be the people that everybody heard of.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us are influenced by people that nobody's ever heard of.
Right. So my influence are actually locally for me. Because growing up, I didn't idolize any DJs. I mean, I was a ball player, so I idolized, football and basketball players. You know what I'm saying? But I always loved music. I was the type of cat that always would make the slow jam tapes for the fellas. Yeah. Or if I went out on a date, I would, make sure I had my tape ready before we hopped in the car. Right. Because that set the tone, right? And then when we had family functions, I would be playing the music. But there was two influences locally for me. It started off with my family member of mine, DJ Rod Gray. Okay. He used to DJ for Caroline County. Yeah. He DJ'd all our family events. I used to stand beside him and just watch him work, watch how he controlled the floor. And he kept family together when he did it. That's right. But when I really got serious, DJ Dr. Dre, Andre Addison, is the one who actually groomed me.
Yeah, he from down your way too.
He's from Caroline County as well. He taught me about the technical side of being a DJ, your equipment, how to, your blending and your song selections. Right. He really taught me a lot of that. He exposed me to a lot of other DJs. He exposed me to DJ Cool when we were at K2s in Woodbridge.
A lot of people, I don't want to cut you off, but like DJ Cool, everybody just thinks, let me clear my throat, 20-minute workout, DJ Cool.
No.
The way he's commanding the crowd on those records is the way he DJ.
Yes.
And it's a sight to be.
To this day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that man's 60-something years old, man.
Exactly. And one thing that I tell anyone, just to DJ and have your head down and not interact with the crowd is one thing. Mm-hmm. But if you're a DJ who talks and is an entertainer as well, that's a whole different lane. Mm-hmm. Because now you can market yourself as an entire package. Mm-hmm. Like a party doesn't need a host because the DJ is the host and the entertainment.
Well, let's take it back now.
Yeah, let's go.
See, at one point in time, the DJ and the MC, or what they call the host now, was the same guy in a lot of places, in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
And so when I first linked up with my go-to party host, which is Black Market, who is great at what he does.
Right.
This dude, I told him, I had to sit down with him. I said, look, man, what we have to do is what is at the essence of hip hop.
Right.
And that is, you talk to the crowd, I play the records, but both of us are talking to the crowd.
Right.
I'm talking to the crowd with the music. Right. And you are talking to the crowd, and you have to be in sync with what I'm doing. Yes. Follow my lead.
Yes.
And if we're stepping on each other when we play, then we all out of whack, man.
Mm-hmm. And people can feel that.
Yeah, they can feel it.
They can feel it.
And even if they can't articulate it, they feeling it. And their response is based on, that lack of interaction. But anyway, my fault, man.
No, you good.
So,
well, I appreciate you lending me Black Market at times because there are times when he and I have hooked up and it's been amazing.
Yeah, because some of them hosts, man, they just all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't need you for that. I need you to keep I'm going to keep the groove going, but I don't want you to mess the groove up.
Right. Right now, if I had to say who was my Fresh Prince to my Jazzy Jeff, it would probably be MC Tony S, Anthony Shepard. Me and Shep,
Shep knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and I give Shep a lot of credit too because he saw me when I was a young pup as well.
Yeah. And
he kept telling me, hey, young man, slow down.
Yeah.
Slow down a little bit. Because he saw that I got anxious when I DJ. Mm-hmm. And when you're young and full of vigor and think you know it all, you're like, man, just stay in your lane. Let me do this.
A lot of times you're DJing for yourself, but I think at some point it clicks for you, and you're like, man, I got to serve these people.
I had that aha moment.
Yeah.
And I came back and I actually apologized to him later on. I'm like, look, man, I remember you told me something. We were at Jay's one night, and it registered with me. It stayed with me.
Yeah.
Because when I would do parties now, I'm like, yo, just take a deep breath and just relax and let the music work for you. And
that's
he helps me a lot too. Yeah.
I tell Black Market that. See, it's opposite for me. Black Market has less time in the game than I do. So I used to tell him, I said, look, man, when it's slow, right, I don't need you to force the issue.
Right.
I said, let me pull him in. Let me pull him in. Once you pull him in,
it's over.
It's over.
It's
curtains.
Man.
But anyway, I don't want to jump the line, man. So I want to get back to the old days. So when and where was the first time you really had a real DJ gig? Not just selecting records at the cookout.
At the cookout.
Which is nothing wrong with that because that's how we all
That's how we got started, right.
You know what I'm saying?
I used to be hired to do a college sorority. Well, it was kind of like high school students preparing to go to college that would come to D.C. for like a weekend at these luxurious hotels. And the lady that used to hire me, she's no longer with us, but she used to hire me to come and be the DJ for Friday and Saturday night. And, when you deal with the younger crowd, that's kind of was my lane at the time. I wasn't really.
Yeah, you was a youngin' at
the
time.
Yeah, I was.
Right?
I was in my 20s.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. So you kind of know what they wanted, I guess.
So that kind of that's when I really invested in buying speakers, buying turntables, or at the time CDJs. Using the CDs to DJ. And really, I didn't do I did it without a host, so I had to learn to talk. On my own because I didn't travel with any host. So I was the entertainment. And I think it worked out for my betterment because now I'm comfortable in talking to people in a party and know how to relax and get the point across. But probably like between like 2007, 2006, 2007 is when it really took off for me.
But look, before we get to the hot part, so because I remember the exact moment. You've probably seen my video when I discussed the first time I ever DJed, and to this day I still get nauseous when I DJ.
Man,
and
yes.
I've been DJing 37 years. You know what I'm saying? And I still get nervous.
Yes.
But not like scared, but I get
anxiety
and good nervous.
Yes.
You know. But so anyway, but I'm saying I remember the exact time, the exact day, the exact location, the exact part of the room I was set up when I did my first real gig.
Yep.
So do you remember that moment per se?
Man. My first true DJ gig, I had 2 CD players and a mixer at Stacy Sam's house. That's the story. That's it.
No pitch control.
Nothing.
No none of that.
I had I had an MTX mixer.
Yeah,
2
that's an
channel.
old school joint right there.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
Okay. Please tell me you still got the mixer though. Don't
it's
throw
at my
that.
grandmother's.
Yeah,
I got it. I still have it.
Don't throw that stuff away,
I
man.
still have it.
Because when we come up with the Virginia DJ Museum, man, we're going to put all that shit in there.
Man, bro. It is literally, I mean, the thing ain't no more than that big, man.
Well, I'm going to show you my Radio Shack mixer. We still got it.
It still work.
Yeah, it still work.
Still work.
It might smoke might come out of it, but
Shit.
but anyway, so you did this gig for
it was a house party.
Party.
It was a housewarming party. It was a housewarming party. They moved in to their home at the lake, and he wanted me to play music because he knew that I was the guy. I had to, everyone remember the leather CD case.
You had all the music.
All of it.
Yeah.
Whether it be go-go, hip-hop, old school, it didn't matter. I had all of it, right? But I didn't have anything to play it in. So he had one Sony CD player, and I went to the pawn shop and bought another Pioneer one, and I got a mixer. And I would literally blend using 2 CD players.
That takes some skill.
Yes, because you at the time you didn't have any pitch control. You didn't. I just faded from one side to the next.
But check it out, Darrell.
But that's what I did.
Did you?
And a microphone.
Let me ask you this though: when you were, and because there's a point to what I'm about to ask you.
Okay.
Were you practicing on the fly, or you at home in the basement practicing and practicing and practicing and practicing? How
All
did you?
the time.
Okay,
All the time.
exactly.
I just didn't do it then.
Yeah, talk to me about your getting your skills together to go out to the public to play in front of people.
Well,
because nowadays nobody care. They just people buy some equipment and go DJ tomorrow. Like I'm not doing that. They'll throw shit at you back in the day. But anyway, go on.
So if I have a party, say if I had a party tonight, I would be preparing for that party probably 2 weeks prior to it. Well, and what I mean prepare is mentally prepared for it. Trying to understand what type of crowd I'm gonna have, getting a playlist together, going in through my mind what songs I'm gonna play potentially, going through my entire library, and I keep challenging myself to not be the same DJ you heard the last time you heard me, because I don't want to be predictable. I want you to. There's too much music out here to be repetitive. Yeah. Now I know everyone has their favorites.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to hear Tony Terry. Everybody wants to hear Tony Terry. But I'm gonna make you like something else besides Tony Terry. That's my job. Yeah. Because I don't want you to always stay in that lane. There are other lanes that you may like, but if you never experienced it, then you don't know if you like it or not.
But you can't just you ain't just gonna wake up one day and figure that out.
No.
You gotta put the work in to get to that point.
Yes.
And that's what I think is missing nowadays in current society. Young people, old people, whatever, they got an app for it, and the app is gonna do all the thinking for you. But there's no just like sports, there's no way around it. You gotta lock yourself in a room and practice.
Yes.
Till you get to where you want to get to. You've gone through that.
Yes.
Okay.
I love music. I listen to, if I hear a song, I want to understand the origins of it. I want to know who produced it. Sometimes you hear a song like, man, I know that beat from somewhere, and I do my homework. I look at the original artist and I look at, okay, did they sample somebody? Because you can do a lot with music. You can introduce people to older music that relates to today. Yep. And then people would have that aha moment, like, man, I didn't know that so-and-so got this from whoever.
It's about how you deliver it to people, man.
Yeah, it is a beautiful thing when you see people look at you, but like, yo, that, and as a DJ, when you're rocking the party, and when you pick your head up and you see everyone is synchronized into what you're doing. There's nobody sitting. Everyone is moving and have a good time. That is a feeling that you cannot describe.
Right. Yep.
You cannot describe it. It's like it's euphoric, you know. And it's kind of like I've gotten emotional at times behind my DJ booth.
Yeah,
like literally shed tears when I seen people enjoying themselves because of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It is a feeling that you cannot describe.
I don't think people I don't think, you know, a guy told me one time, he said, man, all you doing is just playing records, man. That's not a big deal. No, you creating an environment.
Yes.
And you creating an emotion or a set of circumstances that's sort of spiritual for people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I DJ, so I know exactly how that feels.
Yes.
And I don't look at that lightly. You know, I don't take that lightly. There's a reason why when you look at those videos of the Beatles and they were people fainting and all that stuff when they were watching these kids play. Yeah, it meant something to them, man. They was talking to them.
Yeah.
It talked to their soul or whatever. But anyway, so Darrell, so when you kind of figured out what you were doing, right? Because we all kind of like we kind of just muddling through at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So when did you figure it out? You know what I'm saying? When did you figure out what you were doing and when did you figure out, man, I got this shit locked down now?
Jesse Coleman gave me an opportunity at Jay's Lounge.
Okay.
And
so you were still kind of fresh then?
I was very fresh.
Man, that's amazing. Because I remember these days.
Yeah, I was I met you. I think first time I met you was at Q Bowls. When you and Q had a party. That's the first time I ever met you because y'all had a party there.
Them
but
used to be packed too.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. But I actually really introduced myself to you when we were at Jay's.
Okay.
That's kind of like when our friendship really took off.
Yeah.
And then we did the parties at the fairgrounds.
Did you know I was a DJ?
I did.
You knew it because that was after. Okay.
Yes, I knew all about you. I did my homework.
Yeah,
I did
my
homework.
Okay.
But Jesse Coleman gave me an opportunity at Jay's, and that pretty much created DJ Darrell.
Mm-hmm.
That gave me an opportunity
You used to have that joint on Smash too, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. And honestly, Jay's was DC and Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
And if anyone went to clubs in DC, you know the vibe, you know the atmosphere, the ambiance.
Nice place, man.
You know, they had national celebrities at Jay's in Little Fredericksburg, so that says a lot, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But that forced me to try to hone my craft.
Mm-hmm.
Gino Graham was my host, and Barry Diverse Gray was my host, but Gino really taught me to listen to the radio.
Mm-hmm.
He said listen to the radio all week.
Yeah.
Pay attention to what's popping.
Mm-hmm.
When you come in here, let's get it popping.
Yeah.
Because you would get so comfortable, and I got to a point where I got comfortable in what I was playing. And he said there's so much music that is being out here now that you have to stay up on.
Yeah.
Because when these people come into Jay's, they want to hear what's popping.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to hear Biggie all the time.
Right.
They don't want to hear Lil' Kim, you know, or, you know, that lane. You have to get with the Young Thugs or, you know, the Yo Gottis. That was popping at Jay's, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it forced me to really do my homework. And that continues to this day. Because, you know, as we get older, a lot of the music now is like, man, and I don't want to sound like a hater or an old guy, but it's no originality. Like when we grew up, there was no denying Rakim. That you knew when Rakim was on, you knew when Biggie was on, you knew when Pac was on, you knew when Jay hit Nas. There was no confusion. You turn on the radio now, who is NBA YoungBoy compared to NLE Chopper?
Yeah.
Like, could you tell me one of their songs?
You know,
they quote unquote the hottest thing out here, right?
Yep, true.
But there are some folks that could say that. So I have to be obedient enough to know that there's a lane for everybody, and I'm trying to get in every lane. I mentioned before, there are songs that you hear that you know what the air felt like. You know what you had on. You know what it's what a certain smell.
I'm geeking out about it, man. Because
You know what I'm saying?
me and one of my best friends, we always talk about that.
Yeah.
We talk about, man, I remember where I was when I heard XYZ or whatever. And that's what I try personally for me. That's what I try to recreate when I DJ for people.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, because when I used to, they say when the music that you loved when you were 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, it is the music that will stick with you forever.
Man, that is a true statement. That is a true statement.
And it ain't going nowhere.
No.
It ain't going nowhere.
No.
You know?
Because I'm going to tell you right now, probably in my 13, 14, that was, man, what, early 90s? Early 90s. So you got New Edition. You know, you had Guy. R. Kelly was just coming out. You know,
classics,
that lane right there, you know what I'm saying? It was, and you can play that to this day and people still lose their mind. It never gets old, man.
Yeah.
I don't consider it old school music. I just consider it music.
I don't call it old, man. It's classics.
It's classics, right?
Classic music.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna sit up there and say David Ruffin and the Temptations is not important. No, you can't say that.
No, you
It's
cannot.
classics, man. Those are classics that never. I don't think they're ever gonna die. Right? They're not gonna die in our lifetime anyway. So I think it's about, you know, even though nowadays music is a lot different.
Right.
You're still trying to, again, it's about delivering the music to the people that they love. And I always say, man, it's not my thing to tell people what to like.
Right.
Young people like the stuff they like, and I'm not mad at them. That's
I'm not
their
gonna
music.
bash anybody for liking what they like. You are absolutely correct.
Yeah.
However,
Right.
it's not for me to force anything on. You can't force this music on me either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I have it in my library.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not going to play this song and ruin my party just
man.
because
you know how many times
you
I've
like
been.
it.
You ever go to a wedding and DJ and they want to hear the dirty version of whatever trap song? Yeah. Somebody want to hit it at a wedding. I'm not doing that.
You got that Akinelli. We didn't say a prayer, but I want to hear Akinelli. Come on, man.
That's real though, man.
Yeah.
All right, so Darrell, give me some memorable times when you DJ, man. Because I know everybody got these kind of stories, man. Give me something, one or two things that have happened since you've been DJing that just you'll never forget.
Well, I used to DJ on a party boat on the James River. I was the DJ for the boat, and
people act crazy on the boat, don't they? Isn't the party much more crunk on the boat?
Dude, the atmosphere sets a lot of the tone. You know, because you can be, you know, in a desolate room and it don't pop. But if you're on the water at nighttime and the air's in the summertime and the air's blowing and
it was open
cranking,
air part of the boat,
and it's open bar too.
It was the open air part of the boat, though.
Yes,
okay.
I was upstairs where, you know, it was just I was in the breezeway.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can stand on the pier on each side of the boat, and I was in the middle, and you can have I had speakers on both ends. So, DJing for stuff like that. Honestly, I think all my experiences. I've had so many, man. Some of my most memorable have been with you guys.
Yeah.
I remember we did the I think it was Vibe at the fairground.
Yeah.
And I think
you killed it too, man.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Man, look.
We made a club. You know what I'm saying? We made two clubs actually.
Made a club in a barnyard almost, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't like a barnyard or something?
It was basically like they do like livestock stuff down there.
And you can smell it.
Yeah.
But
it was the cranking though.
Man, look.
It was subtle and vibe.
Subtle
and then
and
on
vibe.
the other side of the building we had like
old school
band.
Yes.
Gridlock, I think it was.
But see, that's the thing. To me, DJing with the guys that I roll with, or having events to where it's family, or, you know, it's just a good vibe. I don't consider anything a high for me, because the next one may be my best one. Like last night, I did a broadcast. I was telling you, I did a web episode on Mixcloud for 4 hours.
Yeah,
and it's one of the best sets I've ever done.
Yeah,
whether it be live or on, you know, Mixcloud. It's to the next one is always the best one to me.
Yeah, because
I always push myself. DJ Darrell from last year, I will crush him. DJ Darrell next year, I'm gonna crush this guy. That's the competitor in me. You
do have a wide taste in music and a wide understanding of music.
Yeah,
and it's being online DJing is fulfilling too because sorry folks if y'all listening, some of y'all just a pain in the ass and you want to hear music that is not going to vibe.
Don't shoot the messages.
I'm telling the truth though. Some of y'all want to hear music that does not vibe with the vibe, right? So it's about playing the right song at the right time. Yeah. That's what DJing
it is.
You know, and DJing in a virtual environment, you can do that.
We had a conversation, and I challenge anyone to DJ. We DJ normally for 4 to 5 hours at a time, right? Mm-hmm. I challenge anyone to DJ for 30 minutes. 30 minutes, and just with the crowd in front of you, and see how you capture them, and the level of anxiety that you have, just to make sure that okay, I may have on this song, but I got to make sure the next song is just as hot. And the next song is just as hot.
A buddy of mine started DJing Darrell, and he said he just DJ for like local events, house, home, family stuff, right?
Yeah.
And he said, man, I sit there and watch y'all do this stuff. He said, I never realized that you got to be thinking 2-3 steps ahead.
Yes.
When you play. I said, well, if you're not doing that, you're gonna get caught short.
DJing, the functionality of DJing has been made easier. And I think a lot of people see that and be like, oh, I can do that. I can hit this button and I can play this song. I can hit this button and play the next song. Well, you got to know what song to play.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can easily sync something.
Yeah.
But if you in a party, not everyone wants to hear it. That's one thing one thing
I'm there with you, man.
Man, you can't always play what you like.
Yeah. And
sometimes that's hard because you want to sometimes force your liking on people.
It's a tricky. It's a tricky.
Very tricky.
It's a real thin line, man.
Yeah.
You can do that. Then if you do that too much, you might lose.
Lose the crowd. Right.
And then you're done.
Yeah. I mean, it's a trial, like you said, it's trial and error. You know, you throw a few songs out there because, like you say, you want to make sure that people understand there's more music than just what you like.
It's fishing, man.
Yeah, it's definitely fishing. So, it's a very complex. It's not even a hobby. To me, it's a passion.
It's a passion.
You know, because we don't have to do this.
No.
We do it because we love to do it, right? It's a lot of investment in what we do.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it be time away from our families, investment in the equipment that we have, the music that we have, the travel, the wear and tear in our vehicles, our bodies.
Yeah.
It's a lot that goes into this that people don't see. Like when you guys party 4 or 5 hours and then you leave and go home, well, we've already been there 2 or 3 hours prior to the party.
That's why I charge what I charge, man.
Yeah.
That's what it is, man.
So. I mean, literally, we have to get there. We have to set up wires, speakers, everything, and then do the same thing after the party's over.
And God forbid if something's not functioning properly.
Man, that has happened to me before.
You got a good road crew with that roll with you.
Shout out to my man Galen, man, Huggy Bear. He's honestly, he came on with me later on in my my DJing years, but he's been a true blessing, man, because he picked up things. He just watched me do it and picked up on it. And when you have somebody in your crew that you don't have to handhold and do, he just do it and boom, 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 and everything is smooth. Man, bruh, there been many days where I be like, man, I'm so tired. And he already done set my turntables up and my laptop, and I'm just ready.
Yeah.
Like, damn, he all right today.
Hey, man, I know how it is, man.
Yeah.
Because, my crew, we're promoters, sound man, and DJs.
Yeah.
So if you're a promoter, you know what I'm saying? I get if the event is at 10 o'clock at night, right? Man, sometimes we are there at like 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, to set up
the event and the venue and all that.
Yep.
And work through rehearsals of how we're going to take the money, how we're going to provide security, how we're going to do all of this stuff.
Yep.
And then by the time we get to the show, by the time we get the show's over, we pay everybody, we clean up, and we get out of there. I don't go home anymore, man. I just get a room and go lay it down, man, because I am done.
You're exhausted.
And on top of it, I drink when I DJ.
Yeah.
So
you got to get your mind right.
Yeah, it's a kill you, man.
Yeah, you got to loosen up.
Right.
Yeah. One thing about you're very detail oriented. Yeah. Like your structure, you make sure. And you know what's funny, because I was watching this.
This will be back on the tape, so
okay,
it's running now.
I'm watching this Netflix series called Money Heist.
Yeah.
And the professor is the brains of the operation. And he reminds me of you because he's thought 2 steps ahead if this happens.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we don't react to if it happens now. I already thought about that and then thought about it again. So if things happen, we already ready for it.
Yeah.
And that's one thing about you. Every time we've done business together, it's always been structured. And I've worked with so many people that are unorganized, and it calls for so much chaos. And then your stress level is high, right? You know what I'm saying? So when you come into your party, every time I know I'm coming to your party, I know that all I got to do is get there, and I'm okay.
Yeah, and
everything is straight.
And you don't get that. You don't, and you still don't. We friends, right. And you still respect me.
Yeah,
you don't get there late. You not get there. You don't get there beefing with people in the because it happens.
No.
We have run-ins with people in the venue or whatever, but you have never been that guy. You know what I'm saying? You're not messing up the money. You're not messing up the brand. You're not messing up my brand. You're not messing up your brand. And
because that stays with you. Like, man,
stay
you
with
heard
you,
what happened at Marvelous party? It ain't my party. It's your party. And if I'm the one starting, I've never been to I've never been that guy. You know, I ain't no killer, but don't push me.
Yeah, shit.
You know what I'm saying?
We're in the same boat.
You know, but it's just I think it comes down to what do you want? The type of guy that you are. You know, we're businessmen.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want my business to lessen because I don't know how to act.
Yeah.
Or I can't control my emotions, or the people with me don't know how to act. And you said something very valuable is who you have around you is a reflection of you as well.
That's right.
You know,
That's
and
right.
I don't want to have anybody around me that's, oh man, like, you know, so and so, like, I don't know why he hang with him.
Yeah.
You know, like that ain't how we roll.
I'm the
man.
boss, man. I set the tone. And I'm not and you know, now, see, because this is kind of black man that we got in our crew. They don't think that I'm trying to sun them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I'm not trying to sun them.
No.
You know?
Not at all.
But everybody on the squad has a job. Now, see, now think about this, right? My whole family is DJs, right? I got a whole bunch of DJs in my phone that I could call, but I call you.
Man.
I call you.
Bruh.
It's a couple reasons. And I tell the world. Now, here's some game for y'all people that do business. I call Darrell. Here's the reasons. Darrell is known. Darrell's popular. And Darrell can DJ.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm and Darrell's got some fans that I ain't got, right? It's a business. Yeah. It's a business decision, and again, it's for commercial reasons. Darrell adds value, and I ain't got to worry if Darrell's gonna do his job. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna give you a little tidbit about me. It's hard for me to receive compliments. I'd rather
don't worry about it. I got you.
It's easier for me to digest criticism than compliments because it's just me. You know, I'm my worst critic.
We program that way in a lot of ways.
Yeah. So, brother, thank you. You know,
for real.
You know, it's just the way I was raised, man.
Yeah.
You know, I try to be good to everybody. You know, I try not to have enemies. I mean, there are some people that don't like you. Oh well, you know, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
But for the most part, I just try to be the same guy that each time you meet me, I'm that same dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I extend my hand, I dap you up. I'm not gonna walk past you and be like, man, whatever, man. I ain't that dude.
Yeah.
You know? Even if we don't vibe, hey, how you doing, brother? All right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't like that energy around me. So
nah, man. Yeah. And I'm serious, Darrell, man. If we doing business, for the crowd, any kind of business, no matter what you're doing, if the people you partner with don't add value to you, then
it's not a good business move.
Have a beer with them and keep it moving.
Yeah,
man. You know what I'm saying?
We can slice it up, but that's about it.
Yeah, we got a business relationship, but we have a personal relationship as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And because when they start telling you this crap about don't do business with your family, don't do business, and here's the other one. Don't do business with black people. Well, I do business with a whole lot of family.
Yeah.
And I do business with a whole lot of black people.
Right.
So all of that ignorant shit, I don't have no time for that.
Maybe you had problems.
Maybe it's the black person you dealt with.
Right, exactly. It's that individual, not a group of people. Right.
Maybe it's that family member you picked to do business with ain't the right family member.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. You know, and there's some family members that I don't necessarily.
Yeah, well,
and that's fine. Everyone has a lane,
you
right?
have a beer with them, and you keep it moving.
Keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can't watch the money though.
No, and see, that's what a lot of people they look at me. They trying to count out money, and I'm like, stay in your lane. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing about it's being in the position that we're in. Mm-hmm. We know our value, and when we express to people, and when I'm trying to say this as eloquently as possible,
you can say however, because I put a bow on it for you.
When people come to you and want to hire you, and you say your worth, you get frowns, right? But you get what you pay for.
Hell yeah!
Because I know when I leave out this venue, I've exhausted everything that I've given you everything I have. I'm not going to shortchange you, and people going to have a good time. You can get somebody for less, but you're going to get less of a party.
Mm-hmm. You're going to get less of a product.
You're going to get less of a party. Now, I had to get to this point, and I'm not cocky by any means. I walk with my head down, my nose down, but my head up.
Yeah.
I'm not cocky.
Yeah.
I just know my worth.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You know what I'm saying?
And you should carry it that way.
Yeah, I mean
you up away from your family and
a lot of times, man.
And wearing yourself out for
I can't get that time back.
You can't get that time back.
I can't get that back.
So again, we don't want people to have sympathy for us.
Nah.
But I do want a fair exchange though.
Yeah.
For instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know how it go. You charge somebody, say you charge $500 a DJ, right? Mm-hmm. And in a club now, you charge $500 a DJ. And they promote the event. DJ Darrell's at the club tonight, and the club charges $10. Let's just do $10. 50 people are gonna come because Darrell said come.
That's 500 right there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
50 people, and look, 50 people are coming.
Yeah, and you can just give me that off the top.
And they buying drinks, and they doing all of this thing, great. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't care what you feel about my prices.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're not good with that, then that's all right.
You get somebody else. and it took me a while.
And I'm not nasty about it with people. I just say, look, man.
Okay.
All right, knock yourself out.
For a while, I questioned, like, am I really worth this much? Like, should I really be telling people? And then I thought about it. I'm like, you damn right. like every time, I'm in a party and I do a panoramic view, everybody in this party. So
you doing your part.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm giving you your money's worth. Yep. It ain't like I'm up here just hit and play, and not interacting. Like, no, you're getting an entire entertainer here. I'm just not a DJ. That's what I'm trying to tell people.
Again,
I'm more than a DJ.
Yeah, you're adding value to the event.
The event,
right?
Period.
Now look,
we're promoting and everything. We doing our own. You're not paying me for promoting this party,
man. I got some good friends. I won't say their names. I won't put them on blast. Yeah. But I had a DJ friend that I paid him to DJ for me for an event one time. Mm-hmm. And it's evident that people had either been underpaying him or he'd not been charging the right price or people just been jerking him. Mm-hmm. And when I paid him, right, he was like, damn. Mm. I said, well, cuz I'm a promoter, but I'm a DJ too.
I'm a DJ too, right.
And I've been doing this a long time.
Yes.
And I know what it took for you to get here to do this. And you added value to my event.
Right.
So here, I'm going to compensate you appropriately. So anyway, Darrell, shifting gears, man.
Yeah, man.
Talk to me about with coronavirus, man.
Wow.
Because this is important, man. I mean, I don't just talk entertainment here. We had some cryptocurrency, some fiscal awareness, financial awareness, and so forth.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about health as well. So.
Yeah. Wow. Probably the scariest time of my life happened in August of 2020.
Right.
Again, I tell people that, a lot of people didn't take the virus seriously until it actually happened to either you or someone that you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was one of those people,
Man, we just at a party, right?
Yeah,
the
we
week
were
before
together.
That. Yeah.
We were all together at a party.
Hey, look, I was feeling for you, but I was shook.
Yeah.
I thought I had it.
Yeah. I mean, we all, it literally, we all were together that same weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And a few days later, I started feeling bad, right?
Right.
And, no one had coronavirus that I knew.
Okay.
I didn't know anyone that had it.
Okay.
I was the first person that I knew that had it, right?
Mm.
And I thought the doctor diagnosed me with a sinus infection.
Yeah.
So I'm getting antibiotics, and I'm steadily getting worse, man.
How from that? Remember that was a Saturday.
That
we
was a
saw
Saturday.
each other, right? So when did you start feeling symptoms?
Monday.
Just felt like
2
a
days.
sign, like some congestion.
Start getting a little fever.
Yeah.
Little runny nose. And at this time they were doing only virtual visits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you couldn't go in and see anybody.
Right.
And I literally stayed on antibiotics for 2 weeks and did not get any better. I never forget it. It was a Saturday morning. I woke up.
The Saturday right after?
2 Saturdays.
2 Saturdays after.
2 weeks after we did that party.
Yeah.
I woke up just to go to the bathroom, and I literally couldn't catch my breath. I was choking, coughing.
You in the hospital at this point?
I called the ambulance.
Oh, okay. You still at home?
I'm still at home. I'm by myself at home. I get up because I didn't sleep, and I woke up in a pool of sweat. I had a fever.
Man.
And I woke up and tried to go to the bathroom and took a couple of steps and just started coughing. I couldn't catch my breath. I couldn't stop coughing.
You were home by yourself?
I was home by myself.
Oh, man, that's scary.
And I was freezing.
Yeah.
That's why I was going to the bathroom to warm up to take a shower because I was freezing. And I just could not catch my breath. I couldn't stop coughing. So I called the ambulance, and they when they got me in the hospital, they were checking my vitals in the ambulance, and when they rolled me in, they was like cold red. I'm like, who are they talking about? And they were talking about me.
Oh shit.
And I had all hands on deck.
Where were you? Where hospital?
I was in Richmond.
Okay.
Henrico Doctors in Richmond. I just kept asking the doctor, "Am I gonna be all right? Am I gonna make it?" And the lady was like, "We got you. You gonna be okay." And at this time, I couldn't even say 2 words without going into a coughing spasm.
Yeah.
Because the pneumonia in my lungs, the COVID in my lungs, had taken over so bad.
You have never had pneumonia before?
I've never had anything in my life like this.
Mm-hmm.
And they immediately start giving me, the COVID. Let me back up. They didn't give me the COVID medicine immediately. They gave me steroids. They were giving me IVs. They were just trying to do the typical things to keep me, suppressed.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to do the COVID test to make sure I had COVID. So I had to literally wait for like 5 hours for them to diagnose me. And I'm sitting here coughing. It felt like Mike Tyson had punched me in my chest.
You've obviously had the flu before, right?
Yeah, but this is nothing.
That's what I want. Yeah.
There's nothing that I can explain or try to equate to the feeling that I had.
Did you have Did you have the no taste and no smell and all that mess?
I had both.
Oh, you had the whole. You had the whole
I
cocktail.
couldn't taste. I couldn't do anything. I could have body wash in my nose. I could squirt it in my nose and couldn't smell it.
Damn.
Food. I couldn't taste anything. Nothing.
Yeah.
And at that time, it was a lot of the stuff we know now. We didn't know. I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't take it seriously.
It still was new.
Yeah,
nobody knew.
There was nobody around me that had it.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I didn't take it serious. I took it serious when I was laying in that emergency room fighting for my life.
Yeah.
Period. And I stayed in the hospital. I got there on a Saturday, and I left that Thursday.
Okay.
Well,
on that Thursday when they discharged you,
yeah.
How did you feel then?
It was a very unique feeling because I was scared to go back in the world. I was scared to be around anyone.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know who had it.
No, I mean, how did you feel physically?
Oh, physically, I was weak.
You was weak, okay.
I mean, I would take a few steps and I'd be out of breath. It took me a while to build my wind back up.
Yeah.
The first thing I did is when I got home, I dropped to my knees and just thanked God and started crying.
Yeah.
Because laying in a hospital bed with no window, everyone coming in there has a hazmat suit on. You feel like, honestly, I didn't think I was gonna make it. There was a time where I that Saturday night I never forget. I looked at the clock. It was 7:38, and I looked at the clock and I said, you know what? I may not be here tomorrow. That's how I felt. Scariest moment of my life, man.
You couldn't have visitors, could you?
I couldn't see anybody. I
remember to lighten the lighten the mood a little bit, folks, because this is very serious, man. They're very serious.
You got me.
Darrell turned me on. Darrell got sick, so he called me, say, "Hey, man, I got a wedding."
Yeah,
I got a wedding. I think
the person that called too.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. But he said, I got this wedding I want you to do, man. And I got the deposit already. I'm gonna make sure you get the deposit this time. I didn't think nothing about it at all, right? So then the day of the wedding comes, right? And I go do the wedding. I said, man, where's my damn money at, man? Darrell, where the hell's my money, man? I text him, and your mom answered the text, said you were sick. Mm-hmm. And I don't have the message anymore, but basically it was grim the way she was describing it, man. Yeah. I said, ma'am, oh no, believe me, I ain't know. I said I had no idea it was like that. I thought, because the last time I talked to you, you said you thought you was all right, man. You know what I'm saying? And I had no idea that this was the situation. Mm-hmm. And I said, oh man, don't worry about that. Yeah. That ain't important. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We said a prayer for you and all that. So hopefully it helped.
Man, the outpouring of love that my friends and the community gave me, it actually helped, man, because once I start to feel better, you know, when you land on your back in the hospital, you get a lot of time to think. Mm-hmm. You get to put a lot of things in perspective as far as what's important, what you really want to do with this life, because it's very valuable. Like, you don't know. Like, when people say you don't know the day or the hour, that is some true shit. Yeah. Because literally I went from having a ball 2 weeks ago to laying on my back almost dead. And
did we have a ball or what?
Man, we had a good time, man. I mean, we literally, brothers fellowshipping and having a good time. That's, man, bruh, that's all we asked for. Yeah. And even though we ain't really DJ at all, you know, it was just the mere fact that we were just hanging, you know what I'm saying? Just the brothers hanging. It was a good time, man. You know?
It was a great time.
But it put a lot of things in perspective for me. And one thing I can honestly say about this pandemic, it has given me some time back with my family. Look, my kids especially.
Before you elaborate on that, I've interviewed about 5 people recently, and they all said the upside of the pandemic is it allowed us to for the world to slow down, and us to gather ourselves. Yep. And my boy calls it being present in the moment. And it sounds like that's what has happened for you, because there's a switch has been flipped for you, it seems like. Because you got a second chance, man. Because look, I've talked to you before about this off camera, and you were saying, man, I didn't know if I was going to make it.
Bro. And I try not to dwell on the what ifs, or I don't even try to dwell on the hospital, because it's dark. The only time I really felt that dark is when my brother passed. Right. And this was like a very humbling moment for me, because I felt like it was being threatened. Right. You know, and I did it. Like, I knew that this virus was out here. I knew what potentially could happen, right? But again, I didn't take it seriously because I didn't know anybody that had it. There was no one close to me that experienced this, right? Now, since I've had it, man, I have so many family members, friends, people that I know that have had it and had it worse than me. And some people didn't make it. Yeah. God bless the dead, man. You know, but I'm here. I'm here to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm here to tell my story. Thank God that he saw fit that I got a little more story to write.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna write this story. So now when I did my when I came back and did my first live after I had COVID, man, I know I cried the entire time.
Yeah.
Because that is therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Music, people don't understand. DJing for us is therapy. Before we start playing, the anxiety in us is through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if I've never gotten married, but I can probably equate it to like, man, I'm about to say I do to somebody right now. That's the anxiety that we feel.
Yeah.
But at that moment, when my first gig after I recovered, it was more so like a new beginning for me. It was like, man, I wanted to hug my turntables and just like, man, I missed you.
Look, people who don't DJ, who have never like played music or have that kind of affection for art, they probably think you tripping by saying that.
Yeah.
But I totally understand what you mean.
Yeah.
I totally understand it.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody who's watching and listening to this discussion, this is a man who's seen the other side, and he has perspective. You know,
brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So so anyway, so as we move out of this this situation that we're in, pandemic speaking, what is the outlook for DJ Darrell? What you gonna look like going forward, man?
One thing I've learned now is I definitely have other streams of revenue that I can tap into. The virtual side of DJing is huge right now.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many people that I can reach other than my normal fan base, whether it be locally or Facebook.
Yeah, did you tell me you had people from overseas on your feed last night?
I had people from England checking me out. You know what I'm saying? So I can really expand myself internationally and nationally rather than just locally. And that can only increase my brand. So I'm brainstorming now as far as what I can do to enhance my current situation.
Yeah.
There's a DJ in Richmond, DJ Drake.
Legendary
DJ Drake. Shout out to RJ as well, big homie.
No doubt.
His live broadcast is probably the most impeccable thing I've seen since a DJ has been doing it. And I reached out to him, and he's a very humble guy. He's kind of like remind me of you, like he's willing to do anything to help the next guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he see that you are serious about it. You know, and I've reached out to him. He called me late night, and we chop it up. He tell me the stuff to get and what to do, and you know, just the knowledge that he's passing on to me that he didn't have to, that is going to help me enhance myself, whether it be financially or as far as, you know, being recognized, not just in Virginia.
Yeah.
And that's huge for me because I one thing I hate when people say to us, "Oh, you just a local DJ."
I made a whole video about that.
You know,
I'm like, yeah, whatever, because the fact is, I've told this story before, but I watched a video a couple years ago of what's the name? Oh, Manny Fresh, right? Manny Fresh tells a story all the time of how the DJs in New Orleans who became superstars, they started at house parties. They made their own beats. They had like routines they had with MCs that would get on and so forth. But the bottom line is all that bounce music that came out of New Orleans
bounce,
it all originated at those house parties, man. I'm not saying it originated, but it all gained popularity through those house parties.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you can command that, it's you know, in the business world, it's called scaling. So if you can do it for 50 people, how can you manage your business and the growth of your business to scale it up to 5,000 people?
Exactly.
You know,
right.
That's everybody can't do that.
You have to have that vision, though. You have to have, and to me, sometimes my vision, it may not be the best vision. So it's good to have people around me that can help me see it different ways as well.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I tap into you. I tap into Drake. I tap into RJ. I tap into my big brother Andre Addison, and just pick y'all brain on certain things, because I don't want to have a one-track mind as far as when it comes to business. Because we all can. I keep telling people so much. We all can eat. Yeah. I'm not in competition with anybody. I'm my biggest competition. Nah. Yo, I'm telling you right now, I compete with myself on a daily basis to be better. Yeah. I don't want to be the same person I was yesterday. Yeah. That person yesterday is no longer existing. This is a new person every time I wake up. I give it an opportunity to do something different. Teach my kids something new, or, like I did last night, introduce myself to the world. Yeah. So every day I look at it like, okay, what can I do now to enhance myself and enhance DJ Darrell? Right. Because that's my brand. And you know what? It's funny. I remember about a few years ago.
We got all day, man.
I know.
We got all day.
I remember a few years ago, I wanted to change my name. I
remember this conversation.
I said, man, DJ Darrell is just too plain. Like, I want to be like DJ such and such, like something, or not even DJ, just something funky. Oh yeah. But you said something so profound. You was like, that's your trademark. Yeah. That's you. You can't be called anything else.
That's right.
Like your stamp, when I hit the button, that's my DJ. I can't redo that. My son did it at 5 years old. Mm-hmm. I had him do it just like a few years ago. It didn't sound the same.
Oh, that's your son?
That's my son.
I always wanted to ask you who that drop was.
That son, I bought a little voice recorder, and I heard Lonnie B, from Richmond. He had his daughter.
Another legend?
Yes, another. He's vicious on the turntables. His daughter, said something about Lonnie B, and I said, well, let me see if I can get my own little drop, because I didn't have any drops. Right. I had just the Serato drops. Mm-hmm. So I said, son, say something about your dad being a DJ, and he took the recorder. He said, that's my DJ Darrell, and that was it. Yep. I edited it to chop it up to where it started and ends, and that one sound, he did one take, one sound bite. And that, when you hear that, you know it's me.
You know it's DJ Darrell.
You know it's me. So you're probably the reason why I didn't pursue changing my name, because you was like, man, stop it, man. And I listened to you, the big homie. So I'm like, look, you have some relevance when you speak up. Because you could have stayed back in the background like, whatever, keep scrolling. I was serious. I was like, I don't want to be Darrell. I want to be somebody else. Like,
man, I didn't have I've been DJing all these years, right? Mm-hmm. I ain't even going into it, but I had about 15 DJ names, and none of them made any sense. And honestly, the name I got, my college roommate, I think he was just picking on me and messing with me. And that's
how you got it?
Yeah, my college roommate, Carlos Worthy. He's up in
and it's stuck.
Willingboro, New Jersey. Yeah. Again, I tell people who want to get into DJing, I tell them that knowing the music is the most challenging part of all of this. Knowing what to give people is the most challenging part of all this. The mechanics, that's pretty simple, man. Right. Now, those turntablists who are doing all of these tricks, beat juggling and all that stuff, that's another animal. Mm-hmm. You need to lock yourself in the basement and practice.
But it's a lane. But you know what though? And somebody told me this, and they said, man, I don't want to hear no DJ cutting up a record all night. Like, man, look, it's cool if you cut it up a few times, but I don't want to hear Rock the Bells for 7 minutes. Yeah. And I'm like, I understand that point, but you have to understand, like, what it took for that man to cut that record up for 7 minutes, too. Mm-hmm. Like, that ain't no average cat can do that.
No, man.
When you see Jazzy Jeff do his Rock the Bells, not Rock the Bells, Peter Piper routine, I honestly say probably maybe less than 1,000 people on Earth can do that. Yeah. Probably, I say not. I said Earth.
And well, even if they can do it, the fact is he originated that.
Man,
if you got time to sit around and copy it.
Shh.
that's where I'm at with it.
And for those who have not seen Jazzy Jeff's Peter Piper rendition, please YouTube it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I'm humble enough to say I am not nowhere in this guy's lane. This guy in his own lane. I would love to see him and Scratch go at it.
Yeah, Jazzy Jeff's an alien, man.
Yeah.
The fact that he can do all that. And look, like again, he's an old head.
Yep.
He's an old head and he DJs.
No, he's classic.
Yeah.
He's classic.
Yeah. And but the fact that he can do all that, man, is mind blowing.
And let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Do you listen to other DJs as far as like not trying to copy them, but like, man, I like the way he did that.
Well, it's not biting, just going ripping somebody's whole style off. That's whack. Right. But what I do, mm-hmm. and I thought you were gonna say something about this. Mm-hmm. Whoever you, I think you said Gino told you to go listen to the radio. Mm-hmm. I take it one step further. Maybe not nowadays, mm-hmm. but back when do you remember when I don't know if it was PGC or 93, Quicksilver used to be on the radio at night at the club.
Mm-hmm. Right. Live in the club, yes.
That's how that shit is supposed to be done.
Yes.
I
used to love listening to a live club broadcast. Yes.
He wasn't over talking.
Yes.
He was controlling the crowd. Mm-hmm. And he could cut. He could cut and scratch and blend and everything.
Right.
He wasn't blending so much, but bottom line, he had it locked down. Mm-hmm. And I listen to people like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And again, man, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm not the world's greatest DJ, but I know I can hold it down.
Bro, let me tell you something. Don't ever look. He humble. Don't let this guy tell you anything different. I've seen this guy coming to a party, and the party was about here. And as soon as he's turned, I don't know if he had a little more volume. I think Footloose get a little more volume. The party went here, and the whole you bring energy, bro. I mean, your energy on them tables is second to none.
I appreciate you.
And
man.
I'm gonna tell you right now, look, I sit back and be like, this, yeah.
Old head, man.
Yeah, classic. You're classic. But nah, like one thing about us, man, is we know when we see something great or we see something that should be appreciated, we are men enough to say, hey, bro, you're doing a good job, or you're great at what you're doing.
I have no issue at all.
None whatsoever.
I have no issue at all.
And that's the beauty of what we do, because there's a lot of people who wants to see us not have that relationship.
Beefing and
right.
And all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got people out here that'll cross you, screw you over, and do you dirty.
Yep.
And you still in their face doing business with them. So why can't you do that with your own people?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you ain't never done it to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have no reason to dislike you or distrust you or anything. You know what I'm saying? Look, I have had I put stuff under your table before at parties, man, and it's a bag of money.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be there when I leave.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
If anything, I got it with my life.
Right.
Like, look, I'm not gonna let nobody get near.
It's up under there with the liquor that Darrell sneak in the club, man.
Man, all the promoters do not listen to him. This is a bald-faced lie. As I drink his liquor.
No, but look, man. So, another thing that I think we need to touch on, Darrell, is we have a unique situation being where we're from, because we have a unique understanding of hip hop. We have a unique understanding of Southern music.
Yeah.
And we have a unique of all types of Southern music. There's all kinds of Southern music. Southern hip hop, trap, Southern soul, all that stuff, right?
Right. And
we also have a unique understanding of go-go.
Yes.
And how to be able to merge all that stuff together into a cohesive package to go out and entertain people. It's challenging.
Very.
So, what do you what's your take on that, man? That's a big long question, man. But you understand where I'm coming from,
right? As a DJ, you have to dip your toe into several lanes, into different pools of water, because if you have a crowd, whether it be 50 or 500, everyone has something that they like. So it's your job, and I know I'm not going to please everyone. It would be great if I did, right? But if I please majority of the people, then I've done my job.
Yep.
And you have to feel one thing as far as when I said we're warming up to see what you're warm to.
Yeah.
Because we've already had in our mind 2 weeks ago what we're going to play. But when we get to this crowd, we get to this party, and we like, man, this ain't going to work.
Yep.
Damn, they don't like go-go. Oh, wow, what am I going to do? Oh, I can't. Tony Turner didn't get in my head, so what the hell I'm going to play? And that has happened, right? But you play something else. You play a reggae track, or you play Southern Soul, or you play something current. You got to dip your toe in different pools. So you have to do this. You have to pay attention to your audience.
Yep.
And as a DJ, especially being a DJ in Central Virginia, there's so many genres of music that people like. New school, old school, Southern soul, go-go, reggae, Baltimore club. They like some New Orleans bounce.
Yeah.
You have to find slow jams, R&B. Some people, bruh, when I do my slow jam, right now on Mixcloud, I have my most listened to set is a slow jam set. It ain't
you
go-go.
got like some high ranking for that.
That's
I think on the chart.
Man, I was ranked 8th in the world for my Valentine's mix. I think it's 6th now. Last time I checked for my Valentine's mix this year. But people like what they like.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And you can't be afraid to play this song. You have to see how the pop has to come on. If you see people start swarming to the floor when you play a song, damn it, stay in that lane.
Yeah.
Stay in that lane for at least a few songs.
Yep.
If you get them partying, it don't matter what you play after that because you got them. That's the key to it, right? You get them to the floor. Stay in that lane for at least 4 or 5 songs, maybe even more, depending on how they flowing, right? But don't overdo it. Yep. When you transition to something and your shit is seamless, and they can't tell the difference between this song and that song, and they don't know that you don't switch genres, or you got them now.
Oh, you got them.
You got them.
You can do. Look, Rodney said you can do what you want.
Do what you want. And that's that feeling that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
That when you are doing your thing, and you look out on the floor, and from wall to wall, people are partying, sweating. Ain't nobody sitting down. They are, in the pocket. That is, right now I got chills just thinking about it. I literally got chills because I wish y'all could feel that. I wish y'all could come behind me and just get in my body and be a DJ one time and just see that shit.
Yeah.
That is a feeling. That's like getting your first piece damn near, like feeling. Like really. It's up there.
When I saw one of the parties I saw you smash this shit. You and RJ at the Raceway last
New Year's.
What?
It was
it
New
New
Year's?
Year's?
It was 2 years ago.
No. This wasn't New Year's.
It
was a white party. So it was hot out or something.
Oh, that was the summertime show. Yes, it was just he and I.
Yeah.
Just us two.
Yeah.
Yes.
And,
you came up. Yeah, just right. You came up there. Yeah.
And I said, man, they got this joint locked down. And it was people from everywhere.
2 DJs, 700 people.
Yeah.
No band.
Yep.
Just us.
I remember
we need to do that.
That was Tony and T-Pain's gig, right?
Yeah.
And Corey, I think.
And Corey, yep.
I remember.
Yeah.
It was Tony and T-Pain. They had the look on it. They had that happy promoter look on their face when they were talking.
I think it was T-Pain's birthday party one.
I can't remember, but one of them was saying they had that look on their face, and we acknowledge it without saying what it is, right? And it was funny because they were saying like, "Damn, man." No, it was Tony. It was Tony, and he said, "Damn, man, we didn't even book no band.
Nope.
We might need to rethink the business model here, man."
Look, if you and I, and we've talked about this several times.
Don't worry.
Several times. You and I on the stage together, no band, just you and I just doing our thing.
Yep.
And see, one thing, people, you have to understand, this is not a battle.
No, man.
I have never been in competition with my brother. No. Not ever in life. It's a mutual respect. When we get up there, it's like, okay, I'm his biggest cheerleader when he's on these turntables, and vice versa.
That's right.
Because
why not?
Man, bro, it's first off, it's a brotherhood. Second off, it's a business. So when he is successful, guess who else is successful? Me.
How can it hurt?
It can't hurt anybody.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, I look, I love my brother. I want him to dominate this set. Show his ass.
Yep.
And you know what that's gonna do? All right, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the kind of
I got to show my ass now.
That's the kind of competition
and guess
we're
who
supposed to have.
benefits from that? The people.
Yep.
The people benefit from it because now they feel our energy. If we up there not really giving a damn about what we doing, we just okay. Yeah, okay. Hey, what's happening? All right. People ain't gonna respect that.
Nah.
If they see us up there just as hype as they are, partying, and we are more hype behind the tables than they dancing, how you think they gonna react to that energy?
Right.
Then you got Wayne up there killing it.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Yep.
Joe Biden, please get this world back open. Lord, man.
Oh man, don't worry. When we jump back out there, it's gonna be because we already strategizing how.
I already know you
play.
have.
Yeah.
It's too not now. Too dangerous right now.
No, yeah,
you ain't gonna see DJ Darrell and no events. Not now.
We'll talk about it all. We'll talk about it under the off camera. So Darrell, if you had to give young DJ, up and coming DJ, some advice, what would you give him? What would you tell him?
Be humble.
Right.
First thing I want, from my experience, is be humble. Listen, practice. DJ Cool told me valuable lesson when I met him at K2's. I said, "Sir, give me some advice because I was young and upcoming. I won't know about it." He said, "Practice." He said, "You can't expect to go out."
Were you DJing that night with him?
I was not.
Oh, you just was.
I was with my brother Andre Addison. He was with DJ Cool that night.
Okay,
he was the DJ with him, and I just sit back and just watched him. And I said, "That's not." He just didn't do that on Saturday.
Yeah,
he had to practice that. He had to get in the routine of what he was going to do and be comfortable in his routine. And that's what I have I don't ever take my setup down when I'm done with my live. My turntables stay set up because I can wake up at 12 o'clock at night and have an itch to go down there. I want to blend these two songs. Or I just want to put something together to see if it works.
So Darrell, we're about to wrap up here shortly, man.
Okay.
But it's definitely been a pleasure, man.
Yes, sir.
And you talked a little bit about your live streams and so forth. But just tell the people how they can either get in touch with you, how they can follow what you're doing, what are your social media handles and all that stuff, so the people can be aware.
Okay. For Mixcloud. You can simply go to mixcloud.com, search Darrell, Darrell, DJ Darrell Scott, and you can follow my page. If you follow my page, every time I go live on Mixcloud, it will alert you. We're trying to get away from Facebook because Facebook will stop your broadcast because of copyright infringements, right? So we go through Mixcloud because we pay an actual subscription per year to allow us to live stream without getting cut off. So you can follow me on Facebook, Darrell, DJ Darrell Scott. You can get my latest mixes. You can get my updates of where my parties are. I'm on Instagram and Twitter, but I don't really do a lot with them as far as my promoting my business. Just Facebook and Mixcloud is where I pretty much stay.
Okay.
And that's probably something that I want to work on as well as my branding and business marketing.
Sound like a job for those kids, man.
Yeah. My son is great. My son actually, he's dabbling into like digital. I don't know how to describe it, But he has a knack of like putting things together, like matching up like songs and clippings and videos. So he may be like doing like some advertisement for
video editing, marketing, promotion, all that.
He did one. He put Cardi B's up and put some clips with Michael Jackson, Prince, and James Brown dancing to it.
Oh man!
And the beat was on point. Like, you know how we match beats per minute. The dance moves that he did. So anyway, my son I'm gonna get him to work on getting me some visual editing. For Brandy, but Facebook and Mixcloud, I will definitely want people to go to Mixcloud because that's where the magic happens.
So are you on Mixcloud every week or what?
The Steam is coming. I'm really trying to do it every week. There's a lot of demand for me to do theme streams. Yeah. I did a New Jack Swing one, which was that shit was fun. Yeah. That shit was fun.
I tuned in for quite a bit of that.
But last night I just did my thing. But I'd like to get suggestions from the people, like what you want to hear.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. If you follow me on Mixcloud, you can see what I'm doing. You can listen to any of my mixes, that I put out there. Like the mix that I put out last night is there for you to listen. So, that's pretty much how you can find me. If you need to call me, my number and my email, I will give you that. Hit me on Facebook. I ain't gonna put it on this broadcast. Let me, I don't know who could be calling my ass. Who is this? I bet. I'll holler back.
DJ Darrell, we called to talk to you about your factory warranty on your car.
Yeah. No, man, bruh. They need to get the virus. Man, leave me alone. Shit. Who are these people?
Yeah. Who raised you people?
Yeah.
Hey, look, man. So, once again, man, DJ Darrell, again, one of Virginia's hottest DJs, man. I really thank you for coming through, man. You my brother, you my friend, and you my colleague. So, again, thank you very much, man. We're going to do this again.
Yes, sir. Well, hey, look, shout out to Marvelous, man. He's doing big things. This web series that he has, I don't know if you've seen any other ones that he has, but please go back and take a look at him. Man, it is awesome work that he's doing. I feel privileged, brother. Love you, my man. Look, can't wait to do big things with you in the near future, brother. Yep. God bless you, man.
I'm going to get that chain together for you, man.
Hey, hit the deck. Petition me to be in the Hit the Deck family. I'm going to put it out there, goddamn. My man, appreciate you, blood.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, man.
All right.